that was my little warm up to sort of get myself ready for the day. I'm experimenting with new fun hairstyles. This is the Oliver. Who's that British writer? He'll come to me. Um Torture Dorian Gray. Oh, Oscar Wilde. It's my Oscar Wilde hair. Okay, so you should read about him. He's fabulous. Let's see. We talked a little bit about microtones in the function of the other last week in the function of the blues scale. Okay, and so what I'd like to sort of look into is all those times when you think you're out of tune, you're only out of tune in context with your playing, okay, or with what other people are playing. And so I was trying to learn a piece by Dua Lipa the other day, and it was in a lovely it's an A minor, okay? And so it fits beautifully on bass guitar and it fits beautifully on cello. The bass part is super hard, so I'm not going to attack it there. But then what happened was I went to a Selena Gomez song, and it was all just pitched a little bit high, a little bit sharp, compared to the frets. And I thought to myself, ooh, wait a second, what are they doing with our ears to make us hear notes differently? For instance, if I play an E here, and that's kind of, how I sort of view an E. But what if that E were here? And then you form a scale over that higher E, essentially playing just a little bit sharp. And additionally, I'll get into some other things. One of the things that that we like to do as musicians is sort of push the boundaries a little bit in terms of what is possible. Let me just sign in with this little iPad. There's going to be a little bit of there we go. Hold on a second. Okay. Oops. I'm going to disconnect audio. All right. So I'm going to share content from this device, and I think it will work. Yeah. Okay. So as I'm looking at a staff of paper, okay, and here's our bass clef, okay, we have like an E, and then there are variations in that note that go higher and lower. Like we know that F is a half step, like this is a first finger and this is a second finger. But what about this note that is, say, and this is sort of the notation for it, is one line and a half sharp right there, okay? Or alternatively, they have sharps that are like this. Okay, or a natural sign that is slightly higher with an arrow above it. That's sort of becoming the way to notate notes that are in between. Okay, this one is kind of the old style, the Polish style that was decided in the 50s. There was they were trying to figure out how to notate microtones, and they said, oh, well, what about this? So like a 1/4 sharp would look like this, and a regular sharp would look like this, and then a 3/4 sharp would look like this. Okay, that kind of makes sense, right? This is a sharp, and this is a 3/4. Okay, so you can also have, though, we're sort of tending a little bit more towards this kind of idea, and for flats, we're coming up with this kind of note. Okay, so for instance, here is, let me just take a little eraser to this little head right there. Very good. And I like how that whiteboard gets rid of certain things and not others. this note could be an E natural with a line on it, okay? Or it could be an F, the same note. I'm just going to erase this bit. Oops. Takes away the whole thing. That's pretty spooky. Hold on just a second. There we go. And it could very well be this note, natural. Oh, wait. Yeah, natural with an arrow down. Okay? And that these two notes are the same. Okay? And then this F natural, regular natural, which to me might be a little bit hard to see. What do y'all think? There are these notes that are just not exactly where we think of ourselves as being in the, in between notes, but they are sometimes notes that we need to sort of catch and be able to play along with. So let's try playing along with, I'm going to exit this virtual background, or I'm going to try to get out of that. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, stop share. There we go. All right. Oh, now you get to see two different versions of me. That'll be fun. Okay. Holding the cello, and I'm going to make it a little bit more cello-y. Oh yeah, that's pro right there. Okay, so we're playing an E, and then what happens when we play just a quarter tone higher? And I'm actually putting my thumb all the way down here. That could be like an E flat with a line down, with an arrow down, or it could be a D natural with an arrow up. And I'm going to turn this so you can see just a little bit where my thumb is actually just kind of, I guess it could be here, but just for fun I was putting it over here on the box. And now let's try an E flat. And I'd use a second finger for that because we're in microtones. Now let's put a third finger down on this E quarter flat. And then let's put finally a fourth finger on this E flat. Oh wait. Oh no, E natural. And we can tune it by playing it with the open A. And it'll sound like a fourth. But we're going to have a fourth finger on that E. And we're putting the fingers in pretty close together, okay? So, everybody try that. Put your fourth finger on E. Okay? And then let's play all four fingers. Okay, what do you think? You want to try? Will you try that just a little bit more of that? Make yourself really like play that thing so that it's. And we can do it on the A string too. Right? Okay. So now what I'd like you to do is play an open A. Actually, can I get a volunteer to play an open A? Yeah? Anybody? Okay. Ivan's gonna play an open A. You got to turn on your microphone if you would please, and then we'll totally rock this thing. Go ahead and play that. I'm going to let's leave the meeting. Okay, so he's got an A. I'm gonna tune that A. Okay, now we're both playing together, and listen for the two A's that we're both playing. Go ahead, Ivan. Yeah. Now I'm gonna play an A quarter sharp. So now we're hearing a chord, basically an interval of a quarter sharp of a half step or a quarter step note. Go ahead and play that again. So here's my quarter sharp, and here is an open A. And now I can do the same thing with a quarter flat. Yeah. Now one of the ways that I can tune it is by using a tuner that has a. Let me make sure that I've got this thing running. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring this little tuner over, and hopefully you can see it. Okay, now I'm going to tune my A, and it's pretty much dead on. Now when I play a B flat, that says A sharp. That's fine. Now I'm getting that one in tune, but now if the speedometer on this thing goes all the way over to 50 cents, then I'm a 1/4 tone flat sharp, and if it goes over here, it's going to be 1/4 tone flat. Now right at this point, the tuner doesn't know which one I am because they are both the same. It's either an A quarter sharp or an A sharp quarter flat, okay? Or you could say like a B 3/4 flat, okay? So here is this note. Here's the A. And once I get it to there, then it's gonna flip. Notice how it's like one or the other. Crazy note. It's a note that we probably don't want to listen to, but it does happen in real life all the time. For instance, in the blues, we practiced the other day where the whole thing was in D. Now play along with the D on this, and you can play D's and C's, and you can play D's and C's and A's, and G's. And you can just play any D, G, A, C you want. Go ahead and just play along with me. We're kind of like all jamming along on this D thing, right? Do da do da. Now to get the F, there's one more note in this pentatonic scale. We need to play in between not an F sharp and not an F natural. I want you all to play that F. It's fun. And that's the actual note. Guitarists get it by plucking and then sliding the note up. They know exactly. They get used to like how far to slide the note on their guitar up from the normal stopped position in order to get that note. They'll play an F natural and they'll slide it up. Okay, and then pianists, because they don't have that note, they'll play both the F and the F sharp together. Okay, makes kind of a cool sound. But we have the ability just to put our finger in a slightly different place. Go ahead and try that out. Doing these microtones. Good. Now in in Middle Eastern music, you have a couple of different retunings too of against the D. You have a little bit high E. Here's our regular E. So it's this 2, the second degree of the scale is going to be just a little higher. Hear that? And the closest thing that we have is sort of an approximation of that when we play a harmonic minor scale. We haven't had that much time playing harmonic minor scales, but we could, and that is if we were to play the D minor, and then let's all try that scale. We're going to play an open D, E natural, and F, and G. Then we're going to play an A B flat, and a C sharp, and a D. B flat, open A, G, F, E, D. Okay? Now those aren't necessarily microtones, but we don't know if there were microtones involved before everybody sort of got together in Western classical music in the 18th century and decided to make them all equally tempered. So now we have a set number of a set pitch that is, for instance, this is a C and this is a D, and these distances are apart by a certain amount. But in other kinds of music, the tuning will move with the key. So, for instance, when we're in D and F in the blues, the F changes. Right? But if we were in E, then that G is going to change, okay? So we don't always use the same notes. It's all based upon the scale, okay? So go ahead and try some of that, in your practice. See if you can find that note that's just a little bit irritating. Maybe if you have a dog at the house, the dog will be like, what is that crazy sound you got, right? Because you're looking for a specific kind of note that is off in between the notes that we perceive to be in tune, okay? Now, we spend our lifetimes as cellists trying to get 12 notes, which are each of the half steps. Okay, we spend our lives trying to do that, but there are people who are investigating those in-between notes, and they're often used in movies that you're not allowed to see. For instance, The Joker has a score, a musical score, that involves quarter tones and microtones. So she's playing, the composer, is working with these kinds of intervals. Here's what we perceive to be in tune. Here is a half tone, and here is that quarter tone. So you can try that on your cello by just playing an open string and then playing up here in sort of third to fourth position the note that is super close but super dissonant and super close and super dissonant to the open string. Go ahead and try that out. It's really kind of slick. So if I'm playing an A, for instance, I would want to play like a G 3/4 sharp or a B 3/4 flat. Or for spelling wise, I might do it, say an A and an A quarter sharp. Ha. There we go. I'm hearing some good stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm loving it. I hope you love it too. Maybe it will free your mind into like, what is all this other kind of music in the world? Go ahead, keep trying it. It's fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Um, I would say that typically quarter tone music tends to be have longer tones because it takes a while to get them in tune, and it's very difficult to play very complicated music that is there where there are 24 designations. And I don't know too much. I don't know too much music, if anything. Maybe Georgi Ligeti, Ligeti, Ligeti. Hungarian composer who does, really sort of like difficult music that is also in quarter tones. So yeah, I don't know, just have fun with that. Let's any questions on microtones before we move on to the next thing? Did you like it? Yes or whoa?
It was fun, but it was hard.
It was hard. Okay, there we go. There's a good response. Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to. Oh, the rain just started up again. So for that, I'm going to play something very happy. Let's see here. I'll bring up this page. Do 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 do. Okay,
You have
and
rain,
I'm going to share the screen. And let's play some. Let's play some. Let's play. Start with the arpeggio because it's only 3 notes. All right, hold on just a second. We'll bring everybody in. Does your computer screen just have like a whole bunch of sheet music
Yeah.
like mine does? Basically, that's all I've got is like if I drag this one over here, then we have this kind of music, and I'm working on that, and then this one is kind of fun. This is what some high schoolers are playing for auditions for next year. Roosevelt High School and Ballard High School are the players have to do this particular thing. So I'm helping some high school students out with that music. As you can see, there's like a fingering on every note. But I digress. It's coming. You keep up with the good work, and you'll be playing that stuff before you know it. Okay, so here is our great. Here is our C major arpeggio. We'll play it from here. Open. 3. Open. 4. 1. 4. Now ready? Thumb. 2. Thumb. And 3. Good. And then 2. And then thumb. And then 4. Okay, let's do that again. This is great. Ready and I'm gonna wait for everybody to get back up to that C. Here it is. Now we're gonna take our time going up to this. Good. Now, those of you who want to play 4 octaves, there is a fingering for that. Once you get up here onto this C, those of you who want to go really crazy, this is a 3rd finger on the C, and I need to play an E and a G and a C over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 1st finger, 2nd finger, and 3rd finger, and that 3rd finger is actually going to stretch a 4th. Watch this. Ooh, you know what I should do is is I should send this over. I need to show you a little bit more close up. So here is this. Got my thumb down here resting. Then if everything follows up. Ooh, that's really out of tune. Fun. That's microtonal. Go ahead, try it if you want it. Let's do that note one by one. Here's the C. Those of you who don't really want to play that super high, that's no problem. But some of you really do. So here's third finger C. Then we're going to go up to E. First finger. Then second finger G. And third finger C. Coming down. E. Now here is where the written music is. And then thumb, 2, thumb, 4, 1, and 4. Oh wait, there's one more octave. Open G, 3, and so 4 octaves. My voice can't go that high. That's crazy. Crazy wide range. So next, let's go with the scale. Gonna go down here to page 12 and tighten this up just a little bit. Okay.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes, go ahead.
Are you able to play like off the fingerboard? Can you play that high, or
Yes,
does
you
it
can.
not come?
Yeah, so for instance, here's this high C. So the range of a cello is unlimited, and that's that 5th octave. It's generally called on. You aren't expected to play super fast up there because your fingers get all crumbed up in the rosin. But it is pretty, you can play it. And I believe, I got to think about that, where that note is. One, two, three, four, five. Fifth octave. Dum, dum, dum. There's that one. Okay. That note is the second to the last C on the piano. There's a highest C, which theoretically would be here. But right there, sort of in the middle of the fingerboard, is or in the middle of the bowing area, is this C. And then if you went up an octave, that's the highest. That's the highest note in the on the piano. And maybe you don't even hear it because the Zoom is saying like, "Oh no, you're not. That's just noise."
It's just background noise that shouldn't be there.
Oh yeah, probably something like that. But yeah, I mean the range is up there. You can do it. There's also a harmonic idea wherein you play with your thumb and then you touch 1/4 higher, which we'll get to. Let's do that tomorrow. Okay. First off, let's just do a scale. And let's do our C major scale right here and rock this one out. And then I'll see you in a little bit. Here we're going to start here on this low C. Ready, and... Ready? 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 1. Can't even count the numbers. 2, 1, open, 4, 1, open, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, who wants to go faster? Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. the test for let's see here. The test for the class is, and all of you can see this music over here on the right. For if you wanted to get into All-State for cello on All-State Orchestra on cello in the state of Washington, you'd have to play this scale at 88. Okay, so I'm going to call up 88 just for fun, and play this click out. So here is the da 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 da. You have to make a recording and ideally a video. You can hear that click over here, and it'll go. And let's do it C major with this particular scale. Ready? And. Okay, so that's like for all-state orchestra. They take anybody from 9th graders up through 12th graders, and that's kind of how fast you have to play it. Ready? Let's play. Anybody who wants to play along, go for it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Now let's play half that fast. Ready? And. Okay, so that's kind of like when you get into the real stuff, like real playing and real building up your skills. The sky's the limit on what you can possibly do, and sometimes there are these like cool little rules about like, what's possible. If you want a copy of that PDF, just email me at hawkinsb@spu.edu, and I'll send you the PDF of the requirements for All-State Orchestra. Those of you who might be becoming 9th graders this year and want to try out, the auditions are in the fall, and assuming school is normal, there will be an All-State Orchestra, which I believe is in Ellensburg, Washington. Yeah, and it's great. It's a totally fun weekend. You get to hang out with all the other awesome musicians. So yeah, email me with that info. Those of you who are in the Midwest, I can probably help you get to those kinds of materials. All right. So with that, I think that we will call it good. I've got to go teach a lesson right now, and I'll talk to you later. You're all fantastic and wonderful. Take care.